Yeah, maybe a bit hyperbole, I guess. I don't know. What do you think? Honestly, though, I've had some conversations in the last little while. Honestly, with in some cases, talking about safety culture and the detriments to it. And you know what? A lot of it, one person actually even said to me, it's about the approach, Kevin. And so, yeah, I thought what we'd do is talk about, killers to your safety culture. 5 immediate killers to your safety culture. And what I've determined, and you know what? Honestly, let me know in the comments if you can think of other things, okay? Other killers and detriments to our safety culture. But, like, first off, the know it all approach. And I'm going to talk about each one of these. It's the law. Yeah. And we did it this way at my last employer. And, what was that? I wasn't listening. And finally, no change management. Honestly, these 5 things are what I see as the biggest detriment, the things that cause the immediate but slow and painful death to your safety culture. So let's talk about the know-it-all approach. And first off, nobody has all the answers. It really drives me nuts when I see safety professionals sticking their chest out and puffing themselves up and thinking they're the be-all to end-all.
I have all the answers.
I've been doing this a long, long time, and I still have to look things up. And even when I'm assured of the answer, depending on the impact, I'll still look things up anyway. I think preparation is discipline, and discipline is preparation. Somebody better record that. Like the old saying goes, read the room, understand the lay of the land. Before you start spouting off, understand what's going on in the organization. I'm going to talk a bit more about that too. But above all and beyond all, it doesn't matter. I know a lot of people, I've met a lot of smart people who you can tell they have the answer to the problem. Just like that. The moment you start talking, and they likely do. But you know what? What separates the wise from the foolish is they wait till they have all the information. They wait till everybody's finished talking, and then they talk about the answer. So the diagnosis before the treatment. Because the alternative is if you start treating before an accurate diagnosis, you may kill the patient. And we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. I want you to think about that, okay? Just think about that for a second. We have 2 ears, 1 mouth. In other words, you should be quicker to listen and slower to speak. Above all, beyond all, you know what? The truth is this. Humility is sexy, okay? Nobody appreciates arrogance. Now, next thing on the list, and we've heard it before, and I've made the mistake of using this as a safety professional too, and it's the law.
Mm-hmm. Dude, it's the law.
Realize one thing. Coercive compliance is ineffective as far as health and safety goes. It honestly is. Put away the big stick and think about carrots first, because true leaders compel others to follow. They don't push people along. They don't even pull them. They compel other people to follow them. So try compelling people into compliance first. Nothing beats a personalized explanation. This is what it means to you. This is what the impact is if we're not compliant. Notice I said we, if we're not compliant. So, and it provides you a good out to the person, and it personalizes it, what's in it for them. Because beyond all, it should only be used as a last resort. Honestly, that's the absolute truth. Too often, more often than not, I see safety professionals carrying the big stick. You got to follow the law or else. And honestly, it doesn't do it for anybody. You know what? You have people that are complying with a health and safety program begrudgingly. Not because they want to, but it's begrudgingly. And you know what? That doesn't do anything for a safety culture. Yes, you've got compliance, but compliance at a cost. And now, no matter what, I find this one, I think, possibly the most irritating. And especially when I get it all the time from people who are wannabes. And my last employer, we did this. Great. My question is, how did it work? Okay? Talk about your successes first. Lead in with your successes. And you can even form everything in the way of a question. Hey, would it be an idea to do it this way? But before that, think about it. If it isn't broken, why do you need to fix it? Now, yes, I'm all about efficiencies and improvements where needed. But once again, get the lay of the land, read the room, understand the existing culture before you want to start making change. If it's broken, do you need to fix it? Because realistically, why is change needed? Too many people start off with wanting to come into an organization as safety professionals and wanting to make change. By all means, you should be starting off with that. You should be starting off with wanting positive change. But the question you need to ask yourself is, what do you need to change? So before you start thinking about, I'm going to bring this from my old organization, or I'm going to bring this template I did, look at everything first. Okay? Start talking, start having those conversations. Because honest to goodness, nobody likes it when you weren't listening. And often, and that brings me to this, sorry, I wasn't listening.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening. What?
And people do it all the time. Not understanding history should never, honestly, it shouldn't be ignored. You should get the history first. Why are things the way they are? Okay? And it's good to talk to the stakeholders. Start with your health and safety committee. That's where you're going to get something. But then talk about, to your new hiring manager, talk to other managers, but then also start talking to the workforce, the frontline workers. And above all and beyond all, listen, because people want and need to be heard. If you're going to ask a question, you're going to have to expect an answer, and you should listen to that answer, no matter how long it takes. Because you know what? Ignorance is never bliss. It isn't. Okay? Just thinking you have all the answers, go back to my first point. Nobody likes to know it all. Okay? And honestly, ignoring people destroys your credibility as a health and safety professional. We're supposed to be good listeners. So start doing that. Start listening. Because if you want to affect change, you have to understand the climate. You have to understand the environment and the current culture. Knowing where you are before you know where you want to be is always a good start. Now, the last thing that I have to say in this, and I got more to say, in fact, please stick around. I got a little bit of an update at the end. But it's this, it's no change management. Nobody completely likes change. They don't. I embrace change to a certain extent. Really and truthfully, what you have is varying levels of tolerance for change. Okay? Some people may embrace what you're going to do. Others may hate it. But you have to, understand what took a long time to get to a certain point isn't going to be fixed overnight. It's going to take time to fix. In fact, it may even take twice as long to fix as it took to get there. So keep that in mind. And with that notion, make a plan and be patient. Okay? It's the most important thing. You have to map out your change. You have to manage your change and map it out. You can't just expect to start having successes, bang, 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 right off the bat. You have to map out a plan and be patient and understand, once again, going back to that previous point, what took a long time. And when you're doing this, celebrate your successes, no matter how small they are. Because you know what? Honest to goodness, people need to know that they're doing well. And no matter what, no matter how small that success is, or if you have a success in a place of a failure, they need to know what's what. They need to know that they've achieved something. So even if it's, hey, guess what? We've got 10 people reporting injuries in the last month versus nobody in previous months. Even if it's, we have one report, you know what? It's a success. Start that, and then people have the impetus to want to do more. Now, on that note, I have a question, and I talk a lot about safety leadership, but I want to know from you, and let me know in the comments, whether you're a safety professional, a person who's new to safety, an emerging safety leader. Safety leadership is about leading by example, so I'm going to start doing this. I want to know, what did you do to make your workplace safer this week? If you're a safety professional and you're revamping something and you launch the plan to your manager, bonus, I want to know about it. If you're a member of a health and safety committee and you just help draft a good recommendation to the employer that's going to make the workplace safer, bonus, I want to know about it. If you just reported a hazard, a tripping hazard, and it got fixed, I also want to know about it. What did you do to make your workplace safer? Okay? Because honestly, safety leaders lead by example. They lead by doing the right thing at the right place at the right time, regardless of who's watching or what it may benefit them. Okay? They do it because of altruistic reasons. We do it because we're different. Now, on that note, I did mention it a little earlier that I have an update. Getting the windows put in right after the long weekend. It's the September 30th long weekend here. Truth and Reconciliation Day is being remembered and recalled. I'm not going to say celebrated. Recalled on Monday. So I urge you all to take a few minutes and just understand the reasoning behind it. But the following Tuesday, or the next Tuesday, I'm getting my windows replaced all over the house. So it's bringing my renovations to a welcome end, which means I won't be a basement refugee much longer. Thank heaven. But I have to rebuild my office pretty much from scratch. So give me a few weeks and then we'll be back to regular things, including maybe even live streams. Now, as I've talked about it in the past, when you want to change and make safety culture, you got to approach employees and approach corrections the right way. Approach giving safety advice correctly. So you know what? I want you to have a look at this video up here and just how to do that. But in the meantime, take care, have a great long weekend, and stay safe out there, okay? Bye for now.